Earlier this month, 128 gigabytes of confidential data from Twitch was leaked on 4chan, revealing top secret information that got a lot of people riled up. From controversial upcoming software to be released by Amazon to Twitch payout information pertaining to some of the top streamers on the platform. Creators like XQC, Tfue, Amaranth, Pokimane, Hassan Piker, and many more were exposed to secretly be millionaires. Except, all of this information would have been obvious to anyone capable of doing simple math, since a creator's Twitch sub count is already public. But with all of the backlash and the craziness that ensued, the highlight of this leak, in my opinion, is not at all who's earning how much money, but rather what all of this exposed was the complicated dynamic between a creator and their fanbase in regards to their earnings. This leak also raises an interesting dilemma about the line between being relatable as a creator and putting on a facade for an audience in order to satisfy their expectations. You know who doesn't have that problem though? Lord Wilfer D. Gander over here. My boy Wilfer has no problem toting his wealth or his titles. He's not afraid of being part of no leaked earnings list. In fact, he just recently got his certificate from Established Titles proclaiming him as an official Lord of Scotland. How does it feel, Wilfer, now that you're an official certified Lord? Oh, and did I mention Established Titles is sponsoring us? That's right, you too can be a Lord of Scotland just like Wilfer. Or you can get an established title as a gift for someone you care about. Does your dad have Scottish heritage but never took the time to trace back his noble roots? Screw that. Established Titles takes care of it. You basically buy a plot of Scottish land as small as 1 square foot, and by doing so, they grant you the title of lordship. Established Titles is also committed to helping the environment by planting a tree for every order in partnership with charities like Trees for the Future and One Tree Planted. If that sounds interesting to you, use my custom link below and use my code Andrei at checkout, that's ANDREI, to get 10% off your purchase. Thanks to Established Titles for sponsoring us. Now let's get back into the video. On October 6th, 2021, an anonymous 4chan user made the announcement that Twitch had been hacked, motivating the operation by saying that their community is, and I quote, a disgusting, toxic cesspool. So to foster more disruption and competition in the online video streaming space, we have completely pwned them. Only on 4chan you will see hackers manage to pull an operation of this magnitude only to call it pwning, or refer to it as an extremely poggers leak while using a JPEG of Jeff Bezos' shocked face. The source listed the following elements as part of the leak: the entirety of Twitch.tv with commit history going back to its early beginnings, an unreleased Steam competitor from Amazon Game Studios, 3 years worth of details regarding creator payouts on Twitch, information regarding Twitch's internal security tools, and more, with the added note that this was just part 1 in a series of leaks to be released further down the line. It probably didn't take long for Jeffrey Bezos himself to read about it in the paper and spurt his coffee all over the place, because Twitch quickly reacted on Twitter saying, "We can confirm a breach has taken place. Our teams are working with urgency to understand the extent of this. We will update the community as soon as additional information is available. Thank you for bearing with us." Since Twitch's source code was leaked, in the days following the hack, people were able to change the headers of several gaming pages on the website, essentially populating the entire platform with the face of Jeff Bezos. But probably the thing that caught people's attention the most and got them talking was the information regarding Twitch payouts, in the form of a leaderboard based on how much everyone has earned from their subscriptions over the past 3 years, as well as monthly payouts for the most recent month, which was September of 2021. And perhaps unsurprisingly, Twitter went into an uproar, completely shocked at the fact that these streamers were getting paid so much, yet again opening up a timeless dilemma: should content creators be allowed to make ridiculous amounts of money? On the list of top Twitch earners, Critical Role took the #1 spot with over $9 million earned since 2019. For those who aren't aware, Critical Role is a group of voice actors improvising a role-playing Dungeons & Dragons campaign. They had a massively successful Kickstarter project and are currently developing an animated series with Amazon. Seeing them at the top of the list, some people got extremely angry at their success, with someone tweeting out, "Critical Role earned $9.6 million in 3 years from Twitch, got $11.3 million from Kickstarter, Kickstarter and are definitely earning millions more on merch, donations, and streaming deals. I think it's more than time to stop treating them as an indie friend group, but as a company instead. Someone else tweeted out, "Are these the millionaires who pretended they needed to crowdfund more millions from their working class audience for a show they just sold to Amazon? LMAO, Bezos bootlickers." Now, to me personally, this is a very reductive way of looking at the situation. Because for one, they're not an individual creator. We are talking about dozens of staff members, technicians, sound engineers. There is an entire team behind this project. Abstract Astro on Twitter made a detailed breakdown of what these numbers actually mean, which you can pause to read on screen right now. But basically, as it turns out, when distributed to the team of 31 people and after taxes, they end up with an average of about $70,000 a year per person. Of course, that's without counting all other revenue streams for the company, such as donations and merchandise, but it is also not counting expenses, which are likely very high for such a well-produced series. Either way, it's very interesting to me how people's opinion on a creator or a group of creators shifts simply based on whether they make money or not. Regardless how much they earn, Critical Role, in my opinion, remains a group of talented people who have definitely pushed the boundaries of content creation, particularly in the field of animation. Where things do become a little bit more complicated is when there is also a question of authenticity, particularly when a creator's message seemingly goes against their actions or their lifestyle. Hasan Piker is currently one of the top streamers on Twitch with 1.6 million followers, almost 50,000 paying subscribers, and well over 100 million hours watched. He's famous for his socialist views and opinions, and he recently came under a lot of fire when it was revealed that he bought a $3 million home in West Hollywood. He's also featured in the leaked Twitch payout list amongst the top streaming millionaires on the website. The question here is it hypocritical to make a fortune by specifically appealing to a working class that you're no longer part of? There was a vocal group of people on Twitter making this exact argument, some even claiming that Hasan should offer free housing to homeless people in the area because he is fortunate enough to earn so much. At the same time, there were plenty of people coming to Hasan's support. For example, someone tweeted out, "What price for a house do you find acceptable for him since you're gatekeeping home buying? Should he live in a $100,000 house? A $300,000 house? I'm confused how he should please you. Genuinely, the logic isn't all the way there." And I tend to agree with this person. Fundamentally, I think it shouldn't be anybody's business how creators manage their earnings. Content creation is a free market. Those who visibly succeed usually have put in thousands of hours of work and planning, stressful and continuous dedication into their rise to success, things that very much go unobserved. In fact, I was somewhat shocked to find out after watching a video by Devin Nash titled "Do Streamers Make Too Much Money?" that only 0.05% of Twitch streamers make more than the US minimum wage.
Okay, so let's establish some stuff first. The US minimum wage is $15,080 per year. There are approximately 7,242 streamers who make minimum wage. Well, then it's a very simple matter to figure out that the number of streamers who make minimum wage, 0.05%. This means out of 10,000 people that click the start streaming button, 5 of them will make minimum wage. If I run a sandwich shop and I hire you to make a sandwich, all right, the chance of you making that sandwich and getting paid for it is 100% for the hours you work, right? But with streaming, it's one of the only jobs where you can put in the work for it and you can get $0 per hour. There's absolutely no guarantee of this income. This whole thing about streamers making too much money, we are talking about a vastly tiny percentage. Way more people should be talking about this because this is a phenomenally low number.
So regardless how you feel about Hasan Piker as a person, whether you agree with his opinions or find him to be an obnoxious hypocrite, the fact remains that he is by no means a standard case by which to measure what being a Twitch broadcaster looks like. He and others like him, everyone on this list of Twitch millionaires, are mere exceptions to the rule. If just 5 out of 10,000 streamers earn enough to barely keep going, this sort of settles the dilemma for me. The thing is, it will always be controversial to discuss whether a performer deserves their success or not, because audiences, regular people who watch from the outside in, simply do not have all the tools at their disposal to empathize and accurately judge the situation. There's been plenty of psychology studies on why this happens, envy being the strong emotion at the center of the equation. However, there is very little literature that approaches the topic from the other side of the coin. One of the few such studies, published at Harvard in 2018, aims to clarify this, with a title, Mitigating Malicious Envy, Why Successful Individuals Should Reveal Their Failures. They claim, and I quote, "People are reluctant to reveal their failures, both as they're happening and after they have occurred. However, in 2 experiments, we find that revealing the successes and the failures encountered on the path to success, compared to revealing only successes, decreases observers' malicious envy. Our results highlight how revealing the failures encountered on the way to success can be a counterintuitive yet effective interpersonal emotion regulation strategy." What they're saying, basically, is that people like Hassan, XQC, and other successful Twitch streamers would encounter a lot less scrutiny and resentment regarding financial gain if they simply pulled the curtain once in a while and revealed their challenges along the path to success. Not in an obnoxious manner, but as a way to make their fans feel included in their journey. For example, you wouldn't get mad at a doctor for earning a lot of money, would you? Part of that has to do with the fact that everyone knows how difficult it is to become a doctor. But because being a successful content creator seems so accessible, it's easy to fall in the trap of thinking, well, I could do that. It seems so easy, therefore it doesn't seem fair. Whereas if creators would educate their audiences more as to the sacrifices that come along with being successful in their field, there would probably be less knee-jerk reactions of this kind. And speaking of creators making sacrifices, one of the biggest sacrifices in this sense is that of your privacy. And I go more in depth on this topic in one of my previous videos titled The Rise of Faceless Creators. You can click up here right now to check it out. But what do you guys think about everything surrounding this recent Twitch leak? Does it bother you to know that these creators are earning such large amounts of money? Is there a difference between the critical role situation where they have dozens of employees versus an individual creator like Hassan taking the entire pie? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again very soon.